Or is this full-time MMA now?
I love full-time MMA right now.
Back to the daily grind, and shout out to the full-time patrons. Make sure to hit subscribe if you're new and hit thumbs up if you're not a baby back bagel biting bitch boy, cause you know what time it is. It's full-time
MMA.
And Sean O'Connell with the comeback TKO victory over Ronny Marks in PFL 2 to open up the main card. Holy smokes, yo, I am into this PFL tournament. And just the PFL league, they've even got a great set of commentators. They got Boss Rutan, Randy Couture, Eve Edwards, and I believe there's another addition to the cast that I recognize as well. So they've got a great set of commentators. They've got great fighters in the PFL, and it's the beginning of the tournament. There's a $1 million lightweight tournament going on, but the PFL is the Professional Fighters League, and they've got other divisions. This was a light heavyweight fight. Both of these fighters have fought in the UFC before. Sean O'Connell was coming off of a 3-fight losing streak in the UFC. Ronny Marks had some fights in the UFC, but since then he had been fighting outside of the UFC. But he was looking great in this fight. He had already had a win in the PFL. I believe in PFL 1 possibly, because I was looking at the resumes before this fight, and Ronny Marks had already fought in the Professional Fighters League before. So this may have been his second fight in the Professional Fighters League, but either way, Ronny Marks was looking great. In the first round, it looked like he almost finished Sean O'Connell after landing I believe a big right hand, and then he had Sean O'Connell against the fence, and he was really teeing off on him, and then he kind of let him off the hook a little bit when he went back in the clinch. So Sean O'Connell was able to survive the first round, and then the second round started off. Wasn't much time in the second round. Ronny Marks came out with like a flying knee. It looked like it might have landed just a little bit, but what really did the damage was a big hook after the flying knee, and it looked like he was potentially about to finish Sean O'Connell because he landed a clean shot standing, and Sean O'Connell could have been a little wobbled, but in his possible day, Sean O'Connell landed a big counter left hook, I believe, and it took Ronny Marks down. After that, Sean O'Connell got on top of him with some ground and pound. And one thing about the ground and pound tonight at the PFL, I watched a couple of the prelims as well. The referees are really letting these guys go to town, and they're letting the fighters defend themselves. They're making sure that the fight's over, because there's a lot on the at stake here in some of these fights. And as far as the tournament goes, man, there's something cool going on. I don't have all the details, but it's like if you finish the fight in the second round, I believe, or earlier, you get 5 points. If it's third round, you get 3 points or something like that. So and then at the end, the top 8 make it to the bracket to fight for the $1 million. So this PFL tournament's really cool. Also, we got the debut of Kayla Harrison coming up. This is potentially history in the making. Kayla Harrison, a 2-time judo gold medalist, came up in the shadow of Ronda Rousey, was able to eclipse her in judo, actually, and she said that's what she looked to do. She always looked at Ronda Rousey as someone she wanted to be better than, and now she's transitioning to MMA, and she's taking the same approach. She says, I can't stand the fact that anybody thinks there's a girl out there that can beat me up. And so this is a potential future champion, and this is her MMA debut tonight you're watching here. So this, and you don't want to get ahead of yourself, but there's a lot of comparisons between Kayla Harrison and Ronda Rousey. So, if you could go back in time and watch Ronda Rousey's MMA debut, that's kind of history, So that's potentially what we could be watching tonight, 2 fights from now. Great opening fight in the main card of PFL 2. So congratulations to Sean O'Connell with the second round TKO. Let the full-time family know what you think in the comments. And before we go, shout out to all the full-time MMA white belts that have hit the subscribe button. Make sure you also hit the notification bell right next to it so you're notified every time I upload a video. And if you want to become a full-time MMA blue belt, purple belt, brown belt, or black belt, all you have to do is go to patreon.com/fulltimemma. I'm out.
Bye, Felicia.